I got nothing to be afraid of.
I think you were on the right track, though.
I need to scan something.
Do you refuse to give up here?
I want to give it another
Like
shot.
hell.
I will never give up. Just
What happens if you just say, yeah, give up?
No, then it ends.
Does this
Does
type
it, like-
of system always go for, like, every single one of these? Like, I can just continue infinitely?
Well, like, there's no cutscenes showing everybody dying, right?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body was Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why you're now. Are we really? So maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn, didn't even get a chance to shoot that.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance you...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead body had, and that is why the announcement was made. Are we really? So maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found him there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Nice!
I'm calling your
Was
bullshit
the body
out,
discovery
Celeste.
announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Yeah, I'm calling your bullshit out,
What do you
Celeste.
say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
Damn. Can't believe.
You think you're a piece of shit, poopy head, Monokuma?
I can't believe.
Yasuhiro, you're an idiot.
I can't believe Yasuhiro called him a lazy bum. Fuck.
I really want to make an edit of Yasuhiro's sprite and have it say, I may be stupid.
But...
He said it's
No,
only broadcast
that's it.
when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office. Wait. Yeah, we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when... I actually fucking forgot. It's been a hot minute.
I would assume that one.
Damn it.
No.
Oh,
You
no?
assumed like a fool.
You assumed incorrect.
Okay, just tell me, because, like, I probably would have known, but it's been, like, over a week.
The first one. I got
The only other option would be the first one.
Okay.
Why would the body discovery announcement happen whenever they discovered Toko?
Maybe Toko died on the inside.
She's alive, currently.
I mean, like, Toko.
No.
Josh,
Have you
there's no
smelled her?
wiggling
She
out of
smells
this.
like a corpse.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not wrong.
How do you know what she smells like?
Ding dong, ding
It
dong.
is canon that she smells
body has
bad
been discovered.
all the time.
So she is a Tumblr user.
Didn't seem weird at the time.
Hey!
It contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
What happened to Roboot? Roboot's in general chat now, what up? Okay,
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Really?
That is the
Really?
worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Bitch, you guessed wrong.
Another look at the events surrounding
Bitch, you
discovery
guessed
of his body.
Well, I mean, like, that means she would have guessed it, but she guessed wrong.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
You're pointless. There has to be proof that Hifumi was still alive. I know I have it. Straight up. Make your argument. Hifumi's glasses, yeah. Okay. Time to.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no
That one's it.
notable difference.
Wait, no, that one's it.
That one has to be it.
Was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
Celeste is gonna eat up all your crackers and your licorice.
Damn, Wong, she's about to eat this bullet.
Well, here's one thing we do know. First time we found him then, but his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong.
Oh yeah!
Nailed it.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
It's made specifically for
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
I really want a new one.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Damn.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
So true.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What
Bruh.
I'm saying
Oh
is,
my god!
blood on his
What's
glasses
it?
was
I
wiped
may
away
be
using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Oh, so the reason why I was able to examine it and it just gave me a monocoin is because in the game Kyoko was just gonna point that out. Okay.
Wait, I thought you said that the blood bags didn't mean anything, Orange.
It didn't mean anything for us to obtain because Kyoko was gonna say it. So.
I mean,
those were your words, Orange.
It still helps to know that, because then we would have thought, oh, he put blood on himself.
Ultimately, it would have been told to us anyway if we didn't even check it out. That's the thing, though.
I mean, if you want to solve the mystery on your own, though, it's kind of an important detail.
I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of a spoiler to flat out tell you, oh yeah, he totally used the black blood. It's super important.
I mean, the thing is that we were told that it.
But anyways.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's corpse.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
Wait! How could it... Okay, let's see where this reasoning goes.
In the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Lamau, I'm glad Fumi's dead.
Red Bozo, rest in piss.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta stop assuming. You gotta stop assuming that people are your friends.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Kiyotaka-san, I will say...
I got it!
Nailed it.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
In his pants.
Note?
That's right. We found it stuffed.
Oh god, I forgot it was in his pants.
Good out of context screenshot.
What? In his...
Yeah. In his next to his dick. This bitch is way too excited to see.
Pants.
His pants.
Also great out of context.
Okay, this is a screenshot.
Forget about the pants.
Yes, his
Take a look at what
pants.
the note says.
I found a hole, maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
Yep. Nailed it.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
His pants.
I don't care if it's wrong, I'm doing it for the memes. His pants, he's saying his pants are alive! Yo! Yo!
Are people? Are there pants people?
Even if they are, I'm sure they're not here in the school.
You're in the school.
I said one.
Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down. Ah, it looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Everyone now thinks I'm cringe and I'll lose subscriber.
Worth it. So worth it.
I'm gonna say.
I got it. That's right.
That was totally fucking worth it.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello, over here. Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but
Bruh.
Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her go to get to me.
I can't believe Hifumi's pants are the real culprit.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok. Huffy had the note right. Then the person it was must have been Huffy.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
No, that's wrong.
Nice one.
Oh, here we go.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m.
Put those scissors down, girl.
The same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place, written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections.
Fuck you.
Someone used that note to trick Taka, just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Can we forget that detail, please?
In his
Not
pants.
with Jack around.
I think it'll be forever sketched into my brain. It was next to it was in Hifumi's pants.
You also don't know if it actually. You also don't know if he was actually wearing underpants.
I was on the assumption he didn't.
He keeps crucial information.
He goes
in
command.
his
If Rumi
pants.
was wearing underpants, he will in fact give them to you if you do his S-Link.
Ew! Yeah, but do you want to keep those?
Dan ripped his pants.
Have you tried?
I had to leave for like 30 seconds. What happened?
Oh fuck! You missed the entirety of the pants, didn't you?
I mean, I saw a portion of people. You guys mentioning pants.
My man pants pissing himself.
Man,
It's probably a good thing you
If when we
just
put
did
the note that that Taka got in his pants when he was stealing it.
Wait, what? Something about. Sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
This piece came from is
So Hifumi was an accomplice to the murder.
Yeah, I know that. I only lost like 30 seconds.
30 seconds? Okay. Then, like, nothing too much. Just the
I just saw a mention of something about Hifumi stealing the note.
Hifumi stole the note, put it in his pants, and the way we can tell that is there's a sheet of paper in Taka's hands.
Alright.
I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa.
Whoa. I know Kung
After
Fu.
seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
You're not very smart, are you, Yasuhiro?
I like
Yasuhiro,
I like
please
the
now.
Yasuhiro.
Once
but-
again, of course the answer is yes.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
I knew it. This guy ran out of fucking simp.
The second body discovery announcement proved
It's first grade, SpongeBob. The history of symbology?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
Bonk.
He was killed in the repository.
Electricity.
So he
in
must
his
have been
pants.
killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Peanuts. So he must
My
have been
fucking
killed
weenuts.
after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Oh, fuck!
Hey!
I've seen a walrus.
That probably
for the throat.
titties.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It
Hmm.
seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that
I guess a broken clock is right twice a day after all.
Destroyed.
Hell yeah! It's
My man do be thinking.
good and tight.
Right, that was an insult!
I don't understand it either.
My man got fucking hit with an insta-kill from Guilty Gear and went, I won.
I'm ready. Making me the victim.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Bitch, I do.
So
Bitch,
which
you
hammer
lying.
was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi? What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Is that a real URL?
It is actually. Well, murdergear.com is a real website. Hammer Time is not a link you can follow, though.
Damn, that sucks.
Wait, what was the URL?
Holy shit, Yasuhiro's got a fucking gun! Oh.
Murdergear.com Danganronpa.com/hammertime does not lead to anything.
Maybe justice. Maybe justice.
I have a
maybe-
feeling that this website that just happened to be in existence by coincidence.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
This website looks like it's
an
just
edgy
about
shirt company.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a fashion company kind of thing.
It's a real website though? Not the hot link, but
No relation. If you go to murdergear.com/hammertime, it just leads you to this website.
Damn.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how it wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but...
No, like one of your truth bullets is just the word simp.
Simp.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
One bullet, two targets.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even
or
if more
two
than one
guns with
person is
both
complicit in
each
the
having a
murder,
bullet.
only the
I
one
was
who
talking more
actually
about there's two
carried out the
spots
act
and there's only one
can
truth bullet.
graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained.
But that only really applies if there's, in this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one person, only the one who
Did I
actually
use the spotless hammer last time, right?
can graduate
Yes.
and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible. that
I'm gonna
two
try
people
something, even though I
work
feel like it's
together
probably
on
gonna
this.
get wrong.
But that only really applies in this case, however, there were two murders.
Damn.
Shoot!
Oh man. Cringe.
We're going to list subscriber.
Even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
That is. But that only really applies if, in this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true.
There we go.
That's it, dude.
That's it.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Wait, are these about to be not related?
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing body. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind
Exactly.
picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
I mean, he's Fumi.
Yeah, Tasahina. Murdering your friends is bad.
I mean, he is a
These people aren't friends.
I don't
I
know.
mean-
I feel like
I know
Hina,
what
Makoto,
you're
and
saying.
Sakura are all friends.
Hina and Sakura are the only friends in this entire place.
I mean, I'm friends with you guys.
I'm talking about the game.
We're all friends with each other
Oh.
here. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidences. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Man, she's out of my league. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. And the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's only really one person who seems to fit.
Who do you think did it?
Here's my answer.
Who's the one person Hifumi will do anything he tells him to?
The one person who's been fighting the evidence the entire time in the trial.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Bruh.
Joke? I
Fun
wonder.
joke.
So what you are saying then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit, brain fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Damn.
Whoa!
Damn, she lost the accent.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation,
It
there was
is.
certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The paper hitting Hifumi's pants.
The paper
I have to resist because I know it's the top one, but pants.
Fuck got a minute 30 left, dude.
Why is everyone?
Oh my god.
Con, you have to wait.
Hold on. Okay, I had to take a screenshot of that because fuck, that's funny.
We're gonna find out.
Okay,
Wait,
he's bitter.
who is Monokuma? And then the things that come undone, and Hifumi's pants will emerge as the true mastermind.
Why is everyone so obsessed with Hifumi's pants?
Oh god, I love the goofy answers in video games because then you get shit like this.
Oh. Back on my part, I guess. What?
Shoot!
Looks like I embarrassed myself in front of everyone! Alright, time for the real answer.
Yeah.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Bruh.
What? Dude!
As he said, only Celeste and
Fuck
Hifumi
you.
ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Oh, there you go.
I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him. The strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah, Hifumi's pants. I mean...
Yeah!
Huh?
Hey, that's how you actually registered, dude. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been.
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office! This is bad. Come on, we have to go back for the 5th time!
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into 2 groups?
I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting.
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will lead the capture of the suspicious individuals Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Damn.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
All according to Keikaku.
Why else would you let out a
Translators
scream that
know
could have
Keikaku
carried
means
across
plan.
the sea?
Damn.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die. Just like those guys did.
Oh! Guys.
I remember her
Guys,
saying
plural!
that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Thanks, Xbox Console Companionette, for letting me know my friend from Xbox Live is online.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Oh my fucking god.
I may be stupid.
I may be stupid. My man may be stupid.
Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what
But
you said? If you're
There's no
really
but,
the
he may be
culprit,
stupid.
You shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
why do I
Byakuya
keep
said
falling for that?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment didn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Makoto, it should be fairly obvious.
It really is at this point.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I will speed through and go to that one, because that is so obvious.
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Wait, what?
Shoot. All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be. We are all
Maybe you need to fire So Strange into those guys.
going to die. Just like
Oh.
and that is.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Sounds right.
All I said.
Yeah, that's a bit of a wonky one. It should be pretty interchangeable.
We are going to die.
Just like those guys. No,
That's a little wonky. Yeah.
Little fucky wucky.
I'm starting to see
right.
why people don't like
There's
this
no
case as
reason
much then.
Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into
I'm just
her
waiting
until
for her to
after
crack.
We were all out in the hall.